What's up? You are tuned into 90s World where the stars align. I have a very special guest today. Kaiju Cant died from Miami, Florida.
What's up? What's up?
Yeah.
Good to be out here in H-Town, man. What's
Yeah.
up?
So, this your first time in Houston?
Nah, it's my second time.
Second time?
Vibes are similar to Miami, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, you were saying, as you said, the weather's kind of similar. You said the mosquitoes tearing y'all up. It's humid. So, we've been having hurricanes lately.
Oh, yeah, I see, you know what? God bless to all those out there who still don't got no power. You know what I'm saying? Things gonna be better.
Yeah. So, what brings you to Houston this time?
Radio, man. You know, I'm promoting right now my single Q3. You know what I'm saying? We've been hitting all these radio stations out here, and I'm getting, much love out here, and I definitely love it.
Okay, so let's go ahead and just jump right into that. You said Q3. Tell me a little bit about that.
Man, that single is literally like an upbringing, uplifting. More like, to get people on their grind and not feel like, just because you're grinding and you don't really have enough or you can't really support your family. It makes sense. You got to grind to get where you need to go.
Right.
I feel the way I was like trying to explain it, it was in a way to, bring an influence that if you grind, like I was mentioning, working at Uber Eats. You know what I'm saying? I was working at Uber Eats, didn't get no sleep. Like, that's something that everybody's doing, or somebody's working at Publix, or they doing whatever they need to do to put food on the table.
Right. So why Q3? Is that third quarter? What is that?
That is the car, the Audi car.
Q3, okay.
Yeah, so I got the Audi car like in the peak of the whole, pandemic. And when things got hard, I got to grind inside that same car. And I had a lot of stories.
Yeah.
Because that's during the STEMI check era.
Yeah. What color is it?
Oh, it's black.
Black? All right.
Yeah.
What's one of your favorite Q3 stories?
Favorite Q3 story would be a man who jumped in my back seat, and I looked in the back. His clothes changed instantly because he changed his clothes, and I didn't know he was pulling up to see his wife cheating.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so that was crazy. He told me to park from a distance, and he ran over there trying to shatter glasses and stuff, and I just dipped off like a Grand Theft Auto mission.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, man.
This was like on an Uber drive?
Yeah, Uber drive. So
hopefully he gave you 5 stars.
He had to, because I moved off swiftly.
Yeah, and this is in Miami.
Yeah, Miami. I was like, well, if you did Uber, you're gonna be all over Florida, and then especially in Miami too. So you gonna hit up Fort Lauderdale, you gonna hit up Miami as well, South Beach, all the way to Aventura.
So is Miami really like what we see on the movies and the video games?
Just like it. That's the reason why the next Grand Theft Auto gonna be in Miami. Just the same way.
Okay, so let's rewind. Take me back to your upbringing in Miami. What was that like?
Well, I'm from Southwest Miami, which is like more down south. It's not from like areas like Carroll City and all those places. It's more like Perron, Goose, Colonial Drive. So my area in Miami is more like you don't really have all of that stuff. You got like a couple places. You got like Coconut Grove, which is well known. You know what I'm saying? People don't know in Coconut Grove, they got a couple shots from Thriller in Coconut Grove.
Okay.
You don't know that. But Coconut Grove, moving your way up to like where UM is at, and it just kind of goes right there on that US 1. So a lot of us in Southwest, we call it the 1, which is like a connection that when you drive through US 1, you're connected to every part of Southwest Miami.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So it kind of made networking pretty easy.
Yeah. So everybody knew every area and was able to get there quickly.
Okay. When did music come into play in your life?
Well, I was inspired with music through my my uncle. You know what I'm saying? My uncle, he did music, and my uncle was heavily into like Wu-Tang Clan, MF Doom. So I'm like heavily into that, like
on underground level. A lot of people, I ain't heard MF Doom. Rest in peace. He ain't been mentioned in a minute.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to DMX too. R.I.P. to him too.
Yeah.
So it's like those spaces right there is where my upbringing of music came in. Plus my uncle was doing music too. So it's like I was listening to all types of stuff. Now my mother also played a part because she played rock music. And that's the reason why I make rock music too. You know what I'm saying? Like a mixture of it. So she put me on Journey, Guns N' Roses and all that stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay, so that's a pretty good balance. At what age was all of this going on?
Well, mostly the 90s. You know what I'm saying? The 90s going into like early 2000s and stuff like that.
So at that point, was it just you kind of being around music and consuming it, or were you trying to participate in it as well?
I started participating in 2006, and I feel that something's only serious once you put your dollars into it. So once I started working, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna put my money into this. That's when it got serious.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then around what time was that? Is it high school time?
As soon as I left out of college, 'cause I went to school at like at AIU for fashion design.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I went over there. That's before AIU even had a men's department for you to create men's clothing. They had me in there trying to sew up dresses and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
You know, the inspiration was there, but I knew that music was going to yank me out to start doing different things.
Right. I bet you still learned a lot though.
Oh yeah,
even
the
with it kinda being
connections and
geared that way.
everything that I made during that time frame. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So fashion has changed so much, and y'all, fashion and hip hop, they kind of go hand in hand
Oh, yeah.
with each other. So I feel like fashion and hip hop have both changed so much over the times. Do you see any correlations with the change in fashion and the change in hip hop?
I would say, I'm going to tell you what I said to one of my teachers at AIU. I said fashion and music are becoming in the same space because soon you're just going to listen to what you like to listen to, just like you're going to wear what you like to wear. I don't really think anything's going to be seasonal anymore everything's going to be yearly, meaning you can wear anything year round, just anything you like, basically your style.
Yeah, how you want to rock it.
Yeah. So like any music you like, you just gonna listen to that. Any clothes you like to wear, you just gonna wear it. I don't feel anything's gonna come in style anymore. I think your style is gonna be your style.
Okay, so what were some of your early music influences? Like as far as artists?
Artists, MF Doom,
Still Doom.
DMX,
So you straight backpack rapper.
Wu-Tang Clan. You know, you got some Ye in there.
Yeah, of
You know
course,
what I'm
you gotta
saying?
have some Ye.
Yeah,
You
you
got no
gotta have some
Yeezy,
Ye in there.
Serato.
Shout out to Wayne. Wayne too. So you know, you can say that a lot of them.
Right. So what was your style like when you first started rapping, and has it changed at all?
You would say that I was trying my best to be more melodic during that time frame. Even though I was listening to more hardcore stuff, because you know, when you first start off in music and you start trying to find your way, you start to chase a sound. You know, once I got comfortable to myself, I started to understand that I don't need to chase anybody. I could make my castle where I stand. So now I got that mindset that I'm like, I don't need to chase anybody. I got my own style.
Okay. How long did it take you to find that style? Because for some people, they kind of struggle through it.
Yeah, that's true. I would say, how long did it actually take me? I always try to voice to be original, but when you hear certain sounds of people telling you, yo, you need to start making this to try to compete, that kind of messes, it puts you in like a space of being like stagnant in your sound and stagnant in your style. But once you kind of see how the greats did it, they didn't really care, they was unapologetic with the way how they move with their style. That kind of builds you up to be like, yo, my style is just as good.
Okay. All right, so you're talking about some of the greats and everything. So I want to know your Miami Mount Rushmore. And it can either be Miami or it can be Florida. You decide which one you want to do. If you want to keep it all Miami or
my
open
Miami
it up.
Rushmore. Oh man, you mean as far as like artists? That you mean like rap artists?
Yeah, we're gonna go rap artists.
Cause I like things with lyrical ability and stuff like that. But I would say,
Okay, well look, give me your personal Mount Rushmore, and then give me your political Mount Rushmore.
Okay, so you mean like just music, like music?
Yeah, music.
And then Miami.
Okay.
Okay.
Or let's do both of them in Miami. I want two different Mount Rushmores. It can be the same person on each one, but the one where it's just like, all right, you and me on some hip hop heads. This is who I love.
Okay.
And then, all right, as far as so the people ain't mad at me. Yeah, these people deserve that spot in that Mount Rushmore.
So if it's a Mount Rushmore, how many heads up there?
4.
Again? 4. Okay. And we talking about Miami. I'm gonna say somebody who put Miami like really on something. I feel Ross is up there.
Okay.
He's completely
That's
up
respectable. Is that on the personal or that's on both sides?
there. That's on both sides.
Both sides, all right.
Now I remember being at the US 1 flea market and I think that was in like Richmond Heights, and Trick Daddy gave us a CD in the car.
Okay.
And that's before I think
Trick love the kids.
Yeah, Trick love the kids. So shout out to him because I think he performed at the Goombay. It was something called the Goombay in Coconut Grove. So shout out to he belongs up there too.
Okay, and that's on both sides?
That's on both sides.
That's respectable.
Yeah. Now, as far as like some people, they sleep on him, and let's bring it up a little bit upper Florida now.
Okay.
And I feel he doesn't really get his due. Is Ace Hood.
Whew.
Ace Hood is a dope artist. And I feel,
Okay.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with you. People do not mention him. I said that one time. I said, bro, people don't mention Ace Hood. He had a great run,
to
too.
me, and the thing about it, what people slept on is that he kept Florida in a lyrical competition, meaning like he kept us in that space of, we got spitters down here. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that people don't really put him in that conversation.
Right,
you know?
right.
So, shout out to Ace Hood, man.
Are you doing that one on both sides?
That's on both sides.
On both sides. I feel
That's
like people will argue that one, though. But that's because, like we said, he doesn't get the respect that he deserves.
True.
I mean, he was up there bar for bar with Wayne on some of these tracks.
Yeah, on that Bugatti record, he really did his thing on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he had his bars and he got lyrical substance. So, shout out to Ace Hood.
Well, I respect it. I like Ace Hood. All right, we got one more spot.
We got one more spot. One person who people kind of sleep on too. Now, I was gonna give it to Uncle Luke, but we talking about I like lyricism.
Right, he influenced the city.
Yeah, he influenced the city, but I like
he
lyricism.
Really a pioneer?
Yeah, he's a pioneer, but who gets that space because he actually pushed to try to flow first, and he had a song that had the high schools and a frenzy with damn it, man, it's Pitbull. You feel me?
Okay.
Yeah.
See, and that's one person that I brought him up. We were having this conversation not too long ago about Florida rappers, some Texas people. We were talking about Florida, and I was like, what about Pitbull and Flo Rida? I was like, they up there. And they was just like, nah, they not in that category, this and that. Because at the time when the came into the game, Pitbull was rap. Yeah. Even though it may have been
lyrical too.
Right. Yeah. And I guess they look at it now as, okay, they've kind of went more this different route. But I say, does that discredit them from the footwork that they put in?
Yeah, and certain notable mentions, we would say, even though I feel he does hit a certain lyrical space when he wants to, it's Kodak Black. He does have certain songs that have some depth in it. So he's not just straight, that ignorant, just want to get turned type music. He actually has lyrical substance as well.
No, for sure. And I love Kodak. And I think with them, rap has to be broken down. We've hit 50 years now. Yeah. That's 5 generations of rap. We can't put them all together.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
How it's hard to compare the Olympic Dream Team to who we have right now. You can compare them, but it's not really fair. You can look at skill and everything, but I feel like that Mount Rushmore, that was like the founding fathers. Yeah. You're too new to go up here on the Mount Rushmore. The people we named, these are the OGs in the game that really kind of laid that foundation for everybody. Yeah. So I feel like we need a new name for this next generation and then breaking it down. I really wish hip-hop was studied more and documented in ways that...
That's what I was about to say, too. Like, I feel that the lyrical substance behind music or hip-hop opens up the other gates where hip-hop came from. So when you sit back, just like you was mentioning the boom-bap side, when you mention the boom-bap side of hip-hop and stuff like that, you're going to get your graffiti in there. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get your breaking in there. You're going to bring the DJ who's always being exiled sometimes. People don't really give as much love as due to the DJs. They're also in that space.
That's when you get the DJ K-Slays and those.
So all of that plays in a major spot. So sometimes when stuff is too, how would I would say, too without substance in it, it kind of pushes those people out. You feel me? And I feel when it comes to hip-hop should always have everybody in a collective working together. You feel me? Because that keeps the dopeness going. You feel me? That's one thing about me. I feel that lyricism needs to come back. It needs to be something.
I think it's making its rounds.
Yeah, it is.
Things don't last forever. They last a long time.
Yeah, they do.
They don't last forever. So I think it's definitely getting back more into a space. I feel like, with the current state of hip hop, with the competitiveness. Yeah, that definitely brought it back. Shout out to Kendrick and Drake on that part. Especially, I like both of them, but I'm a Kendrick fan. Really a Kendrick fan. But I don't deny Drake's talent. And the fact that they went track for track, even if I personally feel like Kendrick watched him on every track, he still went bar for bar with one of the greatest out here. Both of them did. So I was like, I love it.
I feel like I love the entire battle from start to finish, and I feel that right there opened doors, especially for artists like me. That opened doors for lyricism to enter back, because when you have women trying to decipher bars, that lets you know that part of hip hop was never like, because some people sit back and say you got to make certain records that only cater to a certain genre, that it only appeals to club and stuff like that. None of those records you had. Well, I ain't gonna say some of those records were club friendly, but at the same time, people was deciphering.
Right.
That's where hip hop comes from. That's the heart of it.
And then you can still talk about ignorant stuff or whatever, but put it on an intellectual level.
Exactly.
They want us to make music that keeps us dumbed down, so we're not even thinking when it comes to what's being programmed behind this.
Exactly. It's supposed to be depth within your music, and I feel when that battle occurred, it opened doors to a lot of people who were just sitting there waiting to express themselves lyrically, just like me. Like, I'm working on, even though I've put out the single Q3. Right now, I've been working on a lot of projects with this thing called VHS that I'm working on too, which is a straight bars and old school boom bap rap. So it's like, I feel as an artist, you have to have many styles and versatility to show everybody, hey, I can do this, but that the heart of hip hop, I'm always there too. You feel me? So I feel as an artist, you got to be having that. You can't sit back and neglect the fact that that's where rap began from.
So is this an album, mixtape?
It's like a mixture of both. You know what I'm saying? But right now, I'm pushing my single Q3 that's on the radio, and sometimes people will judge just off of one single. They'll sit back and say, oh, well, that's what I did to people like Fabulous and Cassidy. I didn't know that those two people were lyrical giants. You know what I'm saying? Because they only made certain records. So one thing that I didn't want to do for the fans who listen to me, listening to Q3 or listen to my other single that was No Sunlight, is that you hear them a lot of side of me, but then you're like, oh yeah, he all right. But the records I'm releasing now with this VHS thing, I'm showing people that I'm up there lyrically with their favorites. You feel me? So,
okay. Wow.
You gotta bring them bars back. That's one thing I was gonna say too. I'm just gonna kind of state this right here. When it comes to lyricism in Florida, I'm about to dominate completely. About to dominate, because I'm not hearing myself.
I like that energy. That's what hip hop is about. So it is competitive.
Yes, it is.
It's supposed to be competitive. So before we wrap up, let's dive into your name. Tell me the origins of that. Tell me the meaning of that. It's very unique.
Kaiju Can't Die, right? That name began of me feeling like, sometimes people view you like a monster, because Kaiju means monster. And when you're showing up, you can be destroying other people's plans. So it's like, just you being yourself. Now, just kind of like Godzilla, he don't mean to destroy the buildings. That's just how he is designed. He's nature. That's in his nature. Kind of similar to me. I feel like I'm not placed here to be fitted in the space for people. I'm here to destroy stuff and rebuild. And that's where Kaiju Can't Die is coming from. It's like, I'm here that nobody can control me. And it kind of goes in that space of, I don't know, we don't want to get too biblical here, but it goes in the space of the book of Job. Like, when you talk about the Leviathan, he said only God can destroy him. And I feel, when it comes to me, as a man, I feel only the Most High can stop my progress. And me, I can always accomplish things. So that's what Kaiju Can't Die stands for. Meaning, I can't die, only the Most High has the power for that. So I'm going to always be destroying what these people are doing and making dope and stuff.
That's dope. Powerful name. You got kids?
Oh, I got kids. Oh yeah, man. I just recently got my son in February 28th. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cairo. That's my baby boy.
Okay, see, now I was getting at that. So I was like, I bet your kid probably has a strong name.
Yeah, his name is Cairo. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. His name is Cairo. So yeah, he's real strong. He like the Incredible Hulk with the haircut he got. And shout out to my family. You know what I'm saying? They gave me a lot of motivation. And be honest with you, I'm glad that you brought that up, because in the midst of him arriving, my pen just, I don't know what happened. Like, I just got so much inspiration that my pen just started catching on fire.
I've heard that about, I've heard NBA players, football players. I was just watching Receiver, and one of the guys was talking about, man, once I had my son, I just started playing even better. So it's like a superpower or something.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I sat back, I heard he was coming, and once the month before, bro, I knocked out at least about 12 records. Within 2 weeks of him arriving. And that's what I've been releasing. And people are like, oh, this. I'm like, man, blame it on him. Blame it on God.
Yeah.
Feel me? So
we're here with Kaiju Can't Die. His new single Q3 is out now. Let everybody know where they can follow you.
Yo, man, you can check me out on IG. It's Kaiju Can't Die. Check me out on Twitter, Kaiju Cant. Y'all make sure y'all stream Q3. Hit up your local radio stations for Q3. Also, I got a project coming called VHS, Violent Hostile Situations, just bars and only hardcore stuff. So you know what time it is.
Big man, appreciate you, man.
Thank you, man.
Hey, this has been another episode of 90s World where the stars align. And until the next time, we are out.
Boy, Kaiju Cant, shout out to H-Town. You know what time it is.